Welcome children. In this video we shall learn how to find solution from a graph. So in our previous class or in previous video we discussed how to plot graph for a pair of linear equations in two variables. So today we shall learn how to find or obtain solution from the graph, or this will be the last topic for graphical method. So using graph, how to find solution, that part we will see. Okay, so for this I kept one question, so let's go for the question is here. This is the question here. So the question says, if you see, this is the question: form a pair of linear equations in two variables using the following information and solve it graphically. So according to question, we need to form equation, linear equation, and then that equation we will solve using graph. Okay, so the question is this one. See, statement is given here: 5 years ago Sagar was twice as old as Tiru. So there's the first statement. 10 years later Sagar's age will be 10 years more than Tiru's age. Find their present ages. Okay, what was the age of Sagar when Tiru was born? So this part we will ignore. Only the upper part we'll try to do. 5 years ago Sagar was twice as old as Tiru. So the first statement is very clear. The age of Sagar and age of Tiru are compared here, and there is also their age 5 years ago. Okay, and after that second statement, 10 years later, after 10 years again the age of Sagar and Tiru are compared here. So the two quantity was what we need in a problem based the statement based question. Always we need two quantities in statement based question. So here two quantities are the ages of two persons, Sagar and Tiru. Okay, so one is 5 years ago and other one is 10 years later. So let's try to represent this algebraically. Let's frame equation using this statement, and then we shall see how to find solution graphically. Okay, so let me form the equation here. So here obviously we'll consider age of Sagar as x and Tiru as y, but there is no any hard and fast rule. You can even consider the age of Tiru as x and the age of Sagar as y. Okay, so it makes no difference. So here Sagar is elder or older than Tiru. So we said Sagar was twice as old as Tiru. So 2 times older than Tiru. So let's form the equation here. Solution: let the present age of Sagar be x years. Let the present age of Tiru be y years. Okay. So once we get their present ages, now we can find out what the statement was asking about. So it was said here, if you see, 5 years ago Sagar was 5 years ago. So we'll find the age 5 years ago. So we know when there is such question, such statement based on ago or before, we need to subtract. So here we will write then 5 years ago. Let me write here 5 years ago age of Sagar. So present age was x, so ago, 5 years ago, it will be x minus 5 years. Similarly, age of Tiru, it was y present year age, so we will subtract 5 from y. So you will get the, wait, let me use red pen here, 5 years, y minus 5 years. So we got their ages 5 years ago. Okay, now the comparison. What was the comparison? So according to question, it says, yeah, Sagar was 5 years ago, Sagar was twice as old as Tiru. Look here, Sagar was twice as old as Tiru. So we'll go for that. Sagar, this is the age of Sagar. So x minus 5, x minus 5 was means here equal to 2 times, twice means 2 times, 2 into age of Tiru, y minus 5. Now we can open this bracket. Okay, we can open this bracket to get what we want here. uh, this x minus 5 will remain x minus 5. Let's open this. 2 into y, 2y, 2 into 5 with minus 10. And let's keep x and y together. X, this 2y will come towards left, minus plus change to minus. Here you should take care of this sign. And then we have here minus 10 and 5 will go there, plus 5. So I get x minus 2y equal to 10, minus 10 plus 5 is minus 5. This is equation 1. Okay, so we got equation 1. Now in the same way we'll frame second equation. So we got equation 1 here. Okay, now let's go for the second equation. Second equation we get from the statement. It says here, see, 10 years later, later means after, so we will add 10 years, 10 to both the edges. Okay, so 10 years later Sagar's age will be 10 years more than Tiru's age. So this is very important here. In first case it was twice means 2 times. Okay, here see, but in this second statement they says 10 years more than. So 10 years more than means you will not multiply, you will add 10. More than means we need to add. So in the second case, after 10 years Sagar will be 10 years more than Tiru. So we'll add 10 to the age of Tiru. So let's frame the equation. 10 years later. So we can write here, after 10 years, age of Sagar. So present age was x, so x, and after means plus. So we are we're talking about 10 years after. So 10 x plus 10 years. Similarly, age of Tiru will be y, and there we will add 10. Okay, so don't get confused for this plus and minus there. So in this case the minus was because of 5 years ago was there. So here I am using plus sign because this after, later, 10 years later, 10 years after, that's why I'm using plus sign. Okay, so this is how we get that age after 10 years. Now let's compare their age. So if you remember, according to question, it says after 10 years Sagar's age will be 10 years more than age of the Tiru. So that's why we'll write age of Sagar first, this x plus 10, and 10 years more they said. Okay, 10 years more than. So more means plus 10, we know. So we'll add 10, and this is with the age of Tiru. So this 10 years we need to add with the age of Tiru. So y plus 10 in bracket. Okay, like this. So if I go further, I'll get x plus 10, and here we are not multiplying anywhere. This bracket we can easily open and write as it is, y, and this we will add 10 plus 10 gives you 20, and further if I go, I'll get x, keep this y on left hand side, minus y, 20 here, and this plus 10 I'm shifting towards left, right. So 20 plus 10 will go there, so 20 minus 10. Okay, and this will give me x minus y equal to 20 minus 10 is 10. So this is my equation number 2. So I got both the equation. So this is equation 2. Okay, so algebraically we got, so we frame the equation. The first equation, x minus 2y equal to minus 5, second x minus y equal to 10. Both the equations are obtained. Now next is to make table and then plot graph. That part up to plotting graph already we discussed in our previous class, so that part I don't need to explain much. So let's go quickly for plotting the graph. Okay, now we'll take equation 1 first. So from equation 1 it is x minus 2y equal to minus 5. Now as we have discussed earlier, x and y we have, so x carries one coefficient 1, y has 2, so obviously we'll keep x on left hand side, and minus 5 2y I'll shift towards right, so minus 2y becomes plus 2y. So this here, please take care of sign, because yesterday I was checking your that answers. Many of you have done that mistaken sign, though many have not submitted, but whatever I got yesterday I found this what called problem in this keeping sign, so don't get confused here. Okay, this is one temporary equation we got. This will help me to get the table. I have y on right hand side, right? I have y on right hand side, so I will assume at least two values for y. Okay, that we already discussed in our previous class. So putting y equal to, so let me use, we can give any value because we don't have denominator, so let me use 5 and 10. You can use any value. Okay, so whichever is convenient you go for that. So 5 and 10, we get this from this only, x equal to minus 5 plus 2y, minus 5 plus 2y. My first value of y is 5, so let me keep 5 here. So minus 5, 2 into 5 is 10, so 10 minus 5 will give me 5. So I got for 5, when my y was 5, I got x as 5. Next value, second value is 10, so x equal to minus 5 plus 2y, y is 10, so let me keep 10 here, minus 5, 2 into 10 we know it's 20, so 20 minus 5 will give me 15. So I got second values. Now I can make table. X, y, I assumed value for y 5 and 10, and x I got 5 and 15. 5 and 15. So first table is ready. Now let's go for the second table quickly. Okay, from equation 2. Equation 2 is x minus y equal to 10. So let me write here only. I can take any one. Both has both of this x and y have coefficient 1 only. So let me write x here 10, and I'll shift y towards right, plus y. This is what I get. Now from this I can make the table. So putting again I have y on right hand side, so y, let's keep two values for y, keep anything. I'm using 0 and 5. We get first x equal to 10 plus y, so 10 plus y, my first value of y is 0, so 10 plus 0 is 10. If I got the first value, the second value, and x equal to 10 plus y, second value is 5, I assume 5, so 5, so 10 plus 5 is 15. So I got both the values, right? Now make table quickly. X, y, I suppose I assume the value of y is 0 and 5, so 0 and 5. Okay, 5, and accordingly I got the values of x as 10 and 15. 10 and 15. Okay, table is over. Now we shall go for the graph. Okay, if you see both the value both the tables, sorry, the maximum value is 15, so we can go for 20, 20, 30 like that. Okay, so let's plot the graph. Okay, so here is the graph. Now let's go for that. Quickly. So 15, so 15 means we will go for slightly bigger intervals here. So let me we don't have any negative here. We don't have any negative in our this tables. There is no negative value, so it's fine. We'll go for positive values only. So quickly let me get the axes here. Okay, this part I don't need to explain much about you because you are already used to with this plotting of graph. So quickly I will plot. Okay, so this is what I got. This I will mark x positive, y positive, x negative, y negative. Okay, and this is our origin. Now here since we need a little bigger interval, so what I will do, this small 10 small division I will mark 5 here. So this as 10 small division is equivalent to 5 unit, 5 years rather, because here we are dealing with the age of the person. So this as 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, let's go up to 40. Here same thing, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40. So if we see the table again, here we have interval of a multiple of 5 only, 5, 15, 5, 10 multiples of 5, 10, 0, 15, 5 multiples of 5. So that's why this is convenient, better for us if we take here this in graph also, if we take the interval of 5 only, yeah, that will be easy for us to deal with. So if you go down, this will be minus 5, minus 10, though we don't need negative here, but let me complete this, minus 5, minus 10. Now your axis system is ready. Now let's go to the first table. It is 5, 5, x5, y5, right? So let's both are positive. So x5, y5 it is here. Exactly this. Always use sharp pencil. Never use pen. Now second is 15 and 10. x15 and y10. So 15, 10 it is here. That you know. So I got both. Now I will join this two. Okay. So while joining, you should do very carefully. Yeah. This is what I got. Yeah. So this is the first straight line for equation number 1. So let me write the coordinate. Always write the coordinate. This is 5, 5, and this one is 15, comma 10. Okay, 15 and 10 here. So first equation was x minus 2y. X minus 2y is equal to minus 5. So this is the first equation. Now we'll go to second equation. The values are, coordinates are 10, 0. So x10, y0. So whenever we get 0, just ignore 0. Go for that non-zero value. Non-zero value is 10 here. So 10 only will take. So that is x10. y0 we don't require. So x10. x10 is here. No? So this is our x10. First point I got directly. So this is nothing but 10, comma 0. Okay. This is 10, comma 0. Now next, 15 and 5, x15, y5. x15 is here and y5 is here only, very close. Here, 15 and 5. Okay. So this point is 15, comma 5. 15, comma 5. Okay. Now we'll join this. This 2 point. So while joining, you should see the point of intersection where they are intersecting exactly. Otherwise, it will go wrong. It may go wrong. Okay. So yeah, I got exact here. So I will go draw the line throughout the space available. Yeah, this is what I got. Okay, this is what I got. So Yeah, already I marked the coordinates here, 10 0 and 15 5. Okay, now the second equation was x minus y is equal to 10. So this always we should mark. Okay, now we got, so up to this we discussed in our previous class. Now comes the new thing which I kept this session mainly for this part only, that is solving pair of linear equation graphically. Okay, now here we will solve. So what do you mean by solving? Solving means to find the values of x and y, to find the solution of x and y. I'm talking about this equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, equation 1 was this x and y, and x and y, this equation 1 and 2. So here we will find the solution of this x and y from this graph. Okay, so that means we'll find the value of x and value of y. So the meaning is, in our first class, in introduction class, I told you solution are those values of x and y which on keeping or substituting there you will get both sides equal. So here the value what I'll get from the graph, if I keep the value of x here and y there, and when I solve I should get this side and this side equal. Okay, same thing here, if I substitute x and y I should get both sides equal. We'll see later. Okay, now this main part which we for which I kept this session. So the graphical part the solution part. For that already we discussed something earlier, basic things. uh, we discussed, or we have seen earlier, that there are three types of graphs possible. Okay, nature of graph. One was intersecting, this type. The second was parallel, already we did, and the third one was coinciding, overlapping type. Okay, so and there only I told you, if it is intersecting you'll get one solution. If it is if the lines are parallel, you will never get answer, you will never get solution, and if they are uh, coinciding or overlapping, you will get infinite answer and infinite solution. So here they are intersecting at a point, that's why see they are crossing each other somewhere, so that will give you one answer. See, if you see, this is the point where they are intersecting for me, this is the point, this is the point. Okay, see, this is the point where they are intersecting. So this point must give me the solution of this equation. So how to find that? Simple. This point where they're intersecting, let me mark this as P. If you remember my first lecture, there are not first in previous lecture I told you I marked here P and then I marked alpha and beta. So that alpha and beta are nothing but the values of x and y. So if you see this point and just go down, you will get the value of x. What is that? 25. So this is alpha here, and if I go towards left, I'll get the value of y, that is 15. So this 25 comma 15 should be or must be the solution of this pair of linear equation. Okay, so there in that my previous video, I kept P as alpha comma beta. So this alpha and beta, alpha is 25, beta is 15. So these are nothing but the values x and y. Okay, so now let's try to check 25 and 15. Let's check it here. X was 25, so 25, keep here 25 minus 2y, y was 15, so 2 into 15 30. Yeah, see, 15 and 25. So 25, 2 into 15, 30. 25 minus 30, you will get minus 5. So minus 5 is equal to minus 5. So the first equation is fully satisfied. Now let's check second one. 25 and 15. So keep x 25, y 15. 25 minus 15 will give you 10. So 10 is equal to 10. So this proves that 25 and 15 are the solution of these two pairs of linear equations. Okay, so it's very simple to find solution from the graph. If graphs are intersecting, you'll get unique value, one solution, one value for x, one value for y. So we found here. And as we discussed earlier, if lines are parallel, you will never get values of x and y, and if lines are coinciding, you will find infinite values of x and y. Okay, so here it is clear that x is 25, y is 15. So what was x and y according to our assumption? our what call this question. I assumed here present age of Sagar be X. So X is the age of present age of Sagar. Y is the present age of Tiru. So we can conclude present age of Sagar is X, that is 25 years old. Sagar is 25 years old, and the present age of Tiru is 15 years old. So, or 15 years. Okay. Now the conclusion part one must write here. So we obtain everything. Now after getting the graph, okay, you also remember, always write conclusion part. So first you will show all this solution in your notebook. Then after that, plot the graph and paste properly, and after that we'll write the conclusion. So conclusion part, see how do we write? It's very simple. From the graph, we found that that both the lines, I'm talking about graph, okay, both the lines are intersecting at, what was the point? Point was P 25 and 15. At P 25 comma 15. So therefore we can write X is equal to 25 and Y is equal to 15. Okay, this conclusion is very important. Always write this conclusion after plotting graph. Now we can write the final statement. Hence sorry, hence our question was to find their ages. So hence the present age of Sagar, that was X, so I can write 25 years. Present age of Tiru, Y, that is 15 years. So this is how we find solution from the graph. Only this part you need to add in our previous discussion. So whatever we discussed till yesterday, so in that part, only this part should be added. Okay, so I'm sure the things are clear to you. So today, based on this, I'll send some questions and we'll be doing okay, and even for your practice I'll send in the evening. Thank you.